Hey, thanks for tuning in to this new LARC scenario guide for the upcoming Umamusume scenario. Now, we are a very long ways off, and one thing to keep in mind is once I finish doing all the current scenarios available on the Japanese server, I am going to be compiling them all into a short form video that is going to go over release dates, certain builds to expect, and plans for purchasing support cards and what Umas to scout for. So we're going to cover all of that. We only got I think 4 more scenarios to go, including the jungle one and the hot springs one, which are going to be an absolute blast. You see such high ranking Umas in all of those, so we're really excited for that. So without further ado, let's get on to the video, but make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section for what you might like to see out of the channel next. And remember, over on the main page, we have PvP guides, A-rank guides, and all sorts of live stream VODs that you can take a peek at. We do live streaming weekly, so make sure to check in as well. Hello, everybody, and we are back with another Japanese server new scenario, and today we are going to be covering Project LARC. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's probably how most of you are pronouncing it as well, so we will leave it at that. This is probably one of the best scenarios that we've played so far. It's a lot more entertaining, it's a lot easier to get really high scores. It's not too complex. There is a lot going on, but realistically, you can kind of just play it as you would the normal UMA final scenario and or Unity Cup. It has some pretty big similarities to both of them, which we'll go over throughout this entire scenario. But to make it easy on us, we are going to be doing this playthrough with a Sakura Bakushin. She is a sprinter. One thing to keep in mind is that things can be a little difficult for a sprinter, specifically because there are medium races that we are required to do that are part of the LARC exhibition races and the LARC final race. That's okay though, because in order to increase our stamina, it is going to probably be up around 800-900 before we really have to worry about that anyway, so we shouldn't have too many issues. Whether or not we win the final cup, we'll see during this entire scenario here, so make sure to stay tuned to the end, and let's build our legacy character before we get into the finer details. So, simply put, I am an idiot, and I managed to actually lose my account information for the Umas that I have been racing on the Japanese server, so I actually had to go and make a completely new account. And the worst part about that is, if you create a new account now on the Japanese servers, you only get around 5,000 carats. You actually get more on the global server right now. And back, I don't know, when I last created one, maybe 2 months ago, you'd get something like 22,000 carats. So that has dropped off quite a bit. So we weren't able to pull up that much. We did a couple of legacy run-throughs on this scenario, the LARC scenario. So we do have some that we can use here. We're going to be using a borrowed Maisho Doto. I had that backwards. And then we're going to be using our baseline die with Scarlet, which is completely fine. As you'll see throughout this scenario, this isn't a very difficult one to complete or to do well in. On average, I would say this is going to be the first upcoming scenario that's going to be released where people are going to be consistently getting S ranks, S pluses, and potentially even U ranks. For our support cards, we are once again going to just be going with the support cards that were kind of given to us. We are borrowing a maxed out key to some black, and then we did use all of our carrots. As you can see here, we only have 180 left for scouting some support cards. So we got a speed card, a wit card, and we're even using just a basic rare stamina card, which is completely fine. It still gives big bonuses, and regardless of what the card type is, it can be massively helpful throughout this scenario, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. So as we start our career here, it's good to go over some of the basics. Project LARC is going to be the 6th Umamusume scenario that is going to be released, at least as far as we are concerned. I really doubt they're going to add different unknown scenarios to the list, as they have been following in suit pretty accurately with the Japanese release. So the US, or global if you want to call it that, is going to most likely have this as the 6th release. And the whole concept is that we are going overseas to race in the French racetracks. Now, the lore of it is that we are the Japanese racers, and as of today, we have not won any of the G1 or L'Arc races in the exhibition. So we're going there to be the first. And if we build our character well enough, we can easily achieve that. And the L'Arc has some very, very unique characteristics to it, whereas the beach training has changed and the exhibition matches leading up to the actual L'Arc race are very, very unique in a way that allows you to get extremely high stat points and a ton of skill points. There are going to be multiple L'Arc exhibition matches leading up to the actual L'Arc championship, and those races are going to be the biggest contributors to our overall stats throughout the game. Completing these races in first place are going to give us scenario points that will ultimately increase the actual stat bonuses that we get throughout the career, as well as assist with energy recovery, skill obtains, and with friendship bonuses. So let's get started. Just like with the Unity Cup, I'll use that as a reference, as that is currently out now. It is a few turns in before we actually start getting the L'Arc scenario trainings. So let's start off by getting our support cards up as high as possible. If we can find some good stacks, double stack is fine by me. All of these characters are going to get up to rainbow training rather quick, because this, once again, is one of the most fun and relatively easy to understand scenarios out there that we have played in this list so far. We're going to do another guts training because we got a triple speed stack, and that's going to contribute there. We're going to skip the directions here. Just like with the Unity Cup, the trainer there is going to ask if we want to have any sort of directions, and we can skip it because we are geniuses and we don't need no help. Now we are in the scenario, and you will see that there are some changes here. So first of all, from the main menu, we have this little button down here, which is brand new. Now this is going to contribute to your overseas training. When we are looking at these, I'll go over every single one of these as we get closer to the actual release date of the scenario, because they have huge impacts on certain racers, the attributes that you get, the stats that you get. It's very, very difficult to break them all down, but basically what you need to know is as you unlock these, you want to purchase them with your scenario points, and your scenario points are going to be listed at the bottom right here. If you purchase them, you will get a buff for the French races. However, if you do not purchase them, you will be given a debuff during that race. So it is important to make sure that we are purchasing as we go along and increasing their levels. I believe the max level is 3. We want to get them as high as possible, and we can get more points by competing more L'Arc scenario trainings and more races in first place. From the other menu here, the training menu, you will see that we have our standard speed, stamina, power, guts, and wit. And then there is a brand new option, SS. So this is going to be the special training for the L'Arc scenario. And what this does is it gives massive stat increases to every single one of your types of training. Speed, stamina, power, guts, and wit are all going to be trained when you choose this option. And you can only get this option when your trainees support or scenario link cards are maxed out. Now, each scenario link card, as we can see here, we have some shaggy haired girl and Saytono Diamond, and they have bars here, up to 3 bars. If we do a guts training now, it will go up 1 for each of them. Once they hit 3, they will unlock the ability to do a special training. Now, if we get 5 of these and 5 of them land on this special training, there is the opportunity to do a super special training. Now, it is a chance thing, but if you get the super special training, it does 5 characters worth of stat increases plus a bonus on top of that for rolling the super special training. So it's very important to make sure that we are increasing these friendships, if you want to call them that, or the L'Arc scenario, meters, if you want to call them that as well, at a kind of even pace. But unlike the Unity Cup, where it's kind of difficult to get everybody exactly where you want them, we're going to find out really quick. It's really, really easy to get these up, because not only do they go up 1 out of 3 bars per time you train them, but also if you have a character that can do rainbow training, it's going to double the bars. So if you have, for instance, a Kitasim Black that's able to do rainbow training on speed, and you have some low arc scenario characters linked there, do that training, you're going to raise their bars by 2. Now, if you have double stacks, double rainbow stacks, that will completely fill the bar of any low arc scenario training characters that are on that stat, which is fantastic. It makes it so that you can do these specialized trainings over and over again. So right now we just got practice perfect, and we're going to continue training based off of our support cards and off of our low arc scenarios. So right here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to put 2 into these special trainings. So that's going to be a really good time to do power. From here, now that we have some cards that can do the all law arc special trainings, we can go here and see that we have full meters. Now, what does this page mean? Well, we have Satono Diamond and Shaggy Hair here, and we can see that Satono Diamond has a strength aptitude and Shaggy Hair has a speed aptitude. So this is going to give us bonuses in those stats, but also you can see here this little race icon. Now, that might be unusual for our trainings, but this special training is actually a competitive race. So we're going to be selecting the training here, and actually it's going to put us up racing against Satono Diamond and Shaggy. And if we can win, we get additional scenario points. Now, these scenario points are different than the actual overseas scenario points. So there's 2 currency forms here. These go up with race wins and exhibition match wins, while these go up with trainings and SS or SSS, so special or super special trainings. And that is going to be the main goal for a lot of the objectives throughout this. So right now we're still headed into our junior debut, so you can't see it yet. But just for the example, we're going to go ahead and take this race. We have the double circle, which means we're very likely to win these races. So let's go ahead, click the SS, and you can see here we got double wins over them. We get 1,500 scenario points, and we are headed on to our next training. It can be very tempting to do those even when you do not have the ability to win, and I highly recommend against that. Although the training in this game is going to make it a lot easier to win most matches, certain characters that are not Sakura Bakushin might struggle a bit more. We're going to do Wit here because we got a ton of scenario link characters here. Moving on, we have our first debut race. And this is why I picked Sakura Bakushin, because she is, as everybody knows, a relatively easy runner to run. We'll put her as a front runner here. And that should be an easy win. That's what we're talking about. Heck yeah. Now, moving on. We are going to choose the top option. Hopefully we'll just get a -10. Oh, nope, that wasn't an energy drain. My mistake. I've been trying to actually learn how to read recently, but that's been going rather poorly. So now this is what I was talking about. You can see here we have our first actual scenario point goal. Because we did an SS training, we got up to 5,500 points. We only need 7,000. But this can be a little misleading. Every single Uma's career in this scenario is going to be exactly the same. You have the same goals, you have the same amount of time up to the exhibition races. So it's important to keep in mind that while we're only aiming for 7,000 here, later down the line, we're going to need to hit 40,000, which means it is pretty good to stack those points up as much as possible early on, which we're going to do anyway, because the entire objective is to do as many SS trainings as possible to increase these stats as much as possible. Let's do the speed training here because we have a 5 stack. We do not have very many scenario link characters, But one thing to keep in mind while building your deck is there are multiple scenario links throughout this career. There is Goldship, Satano Diamond, El Condor Pasa, Nakayama Festa, Manhattan Cafe, Sirius Symboli, Tap Dance City, Orphiver, if I'm pronouncing that right, and then a brand new scenario link character, Tatake Mei. And if you use those in your deck or legacy cards, you will get scenario link bonuses. So it's really important to note that, being that this is a fresh account, as I mentioned previously, we unfortunately do not have that luxury, but I'm still more than happy running with what we have here. Now we're getting the scenario links up a little bit farther. We'll get the energy boost from Satano Diamond here. Excellent. And now we have a 4-stack. I'm actually going to hold off on the 4-stack because I want to get that to a 5-stack. That would be really, really cool if we can get a very early game super scenario training. And there we go. We'll choose the top option here. Get a little bit of our stat bonus. And we did not get the super scenario. And we're actually not going to train it because now we have our first example. Ketis Black. See, she has her rainbow training, which means both El Condor Pasa and whoever this is are going to get double bars associated with them with this training. If we had the double stack of rainbow, we would have completely filled up any bars of any characters that were on that scenario link. Now let's take some stat increases here. And we're pretty close to that 7,000. We still got to get it. So let's take a look here. Okay, so we got another scenario training, but we are at 25% failure. So it's a very good time to do our SS training. You can see here we have a really good chance of beating all of them. So let's go ahead and do it. As you can see, we got big stat bonuses. We got our 5 wins here. All of that went up and we are that much closer to actually getting our 7,000. We only got 1,735 to go. We got another 4-stack here, but because we did the SS training, we got some energy back. So it's a good time to do some speed training. We'll get those bars up and ideally we'll get another 5-stack training in this next one. We did not. Now that is a bummer, but it's not the end of the world. Let's do a wit training to get some energy back. All the while, as we're winning these, we are increasing our points here. These are the second currency, as I mentioned, where you go to buy your buffs and avoid debuffs. So we're going to select the first buff here, switch it over to 2 and purchase that. And now we're down to 170 points. We can go ahead, get number 2 on the second one for 50 points. And now we are avoiding some major debuffs on the first exhibition match. Let's go back to the training and you can see we finally got the super scenario training. And if you click on that, look how massive those gains are. About approximately a 25 in every single stat and a plus 10 bonus to guts here. So let's go ahead. We'll win this one easy. And bam, we got our 5 win there. We got the scenario points, massive amounts of scenario points, tons of skill hints, and we are looking very solid. We also got some scenario specific skills unlocked as well, which we will go over in just a bit. One more training. We do have another SS available. If we click on that, you can see, but it is just a single. So if we can go ahead, do a wit training. We do want to still make sure that we're getting up our support cards, friendship bonuses at the same time that we are doing this. And that's another one. We're looking at 11% failure. Let's go ahead and do another wit training. We would like to get our rainbow trainings going on and get those additional bars added to our scenario link characters. There, we finally got one, but it is just Ketis and Black. So I'm actually going to do another wit training here because we got 2 support cards on there. We can get their friendships up while increasing the scenario links that much more at the same time. As you can see, it is already pretty apparent this is a really, really quick game mode to get these levels up. Look at this. We got Mejiro McQueen, Rainbow Training, and this is going to give 2 bars to all 4 of these characters. Wonderful training, and it's about 46, I believe it was. Now, we were able to achieve our 7,000 scenario points. Realistically speaking, as long as you're doing your SS training, that shouldn't be too difficult. let's get our levels up. We don't want any debuffs during these races. We are going to make sure that we're purchasing these. If I can click. Remember, I am on VPN, so cut me some slack. There's a little bit of a delay. We don't have quite enough points to actually purchase this level up yet, but that's okay. We got all the ones we needed. We're going to go ahead and do this first race. It says we're a little low on stamina. It is a Arc exhibition match, so let's try to win this. Let's go down, purchase some stamina skills. I'm not going to bother translating all of this because that would take like a year and a half. So let's just buy a blue skill, hope that it's on the right aptitude. And I know we did unlock Professor of Curvature. So let's look for a orange skill. Yep, that should be Professor of Curvature. Purchase those, and that should give us quite the edge on this upcoming race. Our stamina is a little low still, but maybe we'll be able to pull it off. Even if we don't, we'll still be doing quite solid. Okay, so we only got 4th, but we're up to 13,000 scenario points. Now, we only got 2,612 scenario points to go, which isn't really all that much. We got a 5-star break here. Let's go ahead and do it. Massive stat gains. Won every single one. Got a ton of stat increases as well, and we are looking solid. Now, this is a screen that's going to give you the option to increase stats in every single aptitude or you get skill points or energy reserve. So we'll go ahead and do that. And now we are back to training. We're at a 35% failure. We don't want to do that. So let's take a rest, get some energy back, and start working on these again. Excellent. We did power training there. We got 4 characters up in their scenario rankings. Let's take the skill points up 30. There's a 3 scenario link training, but I'd rather get these extra points and get these scenario links up. So as you can see, it's really similar to the Unity Cup, but it's quite more beneficial. There's a lot more take than there is give, which is phenomenal. Another wit training. Let's get some of that up. And now we have a ton of cards that are ready to do their scenario link and another triple S training. Let's do it. Love to see that. Another 5 win. Now we are going to focus a little bit more on stamina. As I mentioned, the LARC series does have mandatory medium races, which Sakura Bakushin, as you well know, is not very suited for, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and do the best that we can with her. Regardless of that, we're going to finish with a very, very high ranking Sakura Bakushin. We do still need 612 fans, but we got 3 turns left. So let's go ahead and do the stamina training. It'll up us 27 points. Excellent. And now's a good time for a race. We're going to do the Scenario Link competitive race for a little additional bonus here. Very, very similar to the, what was it? The one we did, the Grandmasters. Yeah, the Grandmasters, where you have competition that you're racing against and you get additional points based off of your performance against them. Now we'll skip past that. Excellent. That's another first place under our Sakura Bakushin. 26,000 points. We're looking solid. Winning that is going to contribute to our secondary currency as well. So it's a win overall. We got all of the scenario link points we need. We're looking pretty solid. Let's take a rest, recuperate some of that energy, and we got 2 turns before our next exhibition match. We're going to do this race. It is a 2,400 meter. So we're going to go ahead and purchase some of these aptitudes, make sure we're avoiding as many debuffs as possible. We're going up to level 2 there. These ones will cost 100 points. Now we got 150 to spare. Time to go back to this skill book here. And let's see what else we got. Do we have any other blue skills? I don't believe we picked up very many yet. And we have not, so that's fine. Let's go ahead, buy some very heavily discounted skills here. Like I said, some of these might not be very useful, but the entire going through and translating everything is going to be an abysmal task. So we're going to put our faith in side games for once. Now let's head into this race. It is a 2,400 meter. We're going to switch ourselves to a late surger to potentially make up for some of our stamina lacking and see how that goes. And there we go. We got a first place in a exhibition match. That's 1,300 points in our belt here. And we are looking quite solid. Now, keep in mind your special skills throughout this, the Sakura Bakashin special skill, that levels up not based off of the amount of fans that you get, but by how you perform in the exhibition matches. So getting first place is going to significantly increase your overall total skill. Now let's see here. We got a few options, and that is just looking wonderful. We got a triple stack. That's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4 scenario link cards, fully maxed out, and it's going to give us 87, 86, something like that points into speed. Now let's get that 5 energy back, because energy is key. Everybody knows that's my philosophy here. Excellent. We got 30 back, and we got the 5 in the SS. Let's go ahead and do it. Another SS training is going to give us a ton of scenario link points. A quintuplet win once again. We got to throw some more into stamina to see if we can't win. Here we go. The L'Arc exhibition match. Let's go ahead, see if we can't purchase anything else here. Let's move this up to level 3. As I mentioned, as we get closer to the actual release of this, because we are a while out, but it's still fun to go over them, we will break down in more detail what exactly you're looking at with all of these dialogue options. Especially once we get them in English, it will be even easier to understand. So let's buy some useful skills here and see how we perform the L'Arc. We are a little low on stamina, which is why we are going to be going as a late surger here. Hopefully make up for some of our lacking stamina. And there we go, a plus 1,500 points. So one thing to keep in mind as well is that normal races, G1s, if you get first place, will award 1,300 points. Second place, 700 points. Third place, 450 points. And fourth through fifth, 300 points. Anything 6 or below, you get 0 points. G2 first will give you 900. G3 will give you 700. But we're mainly focused on the G1s here. The L'Arcs, however, give additional bonus points where you're looking at anywhere from 1,500 in first, 900 in second, 600 in third, and 400 in fourth to fifth. Whereas the actual finale gives you 3,000 in first, 1,800 in second, 1,000 in third, and 800 in fourth to fifth. So remember, those points will attribute or increase to your attributes the amount of stat points that we're getting. So it's really important that we're performing as well as possible during those specific races. Now we got another scenario specific hint there. Let's see what else we got. Ooh, I mean, a 75, we got to take it. I know it's not that high actually for this. I believe I got like 145 the other day, but or earlier today actually. I've been playing quite a bit, but you know, it's still such a hard one to pass up. Just love seeing those big old numbers. And also here, this is going to be late July to early August. This is actually taking place of the beach training, and this is the L'Arc training. So we want to make sure that we're increasing our stats and our overalls as much as possible. As you can see here, this goes directly into our secondary currency. So doing the double speed training here gives additional points. Look at that, that's 108 points, but it also gives 190, whereas doing the wit training that only gives around 37 points only gives 130 additional points. So we want to max out our secondary currency as much as possible during this substitution beach training, because remember, it's not just substitution beach training. This gives you the ability to sway away from debuffs and actually give buffs instead. So we risked our luck a little bit there with that. The second training, we were at a 35%, but we ended up pulling it off. Let's go ahead and buy our skill ups. Make sure we're getting the buffs and not the debuffs. Level 2, and we're kind of working our way down. There is certain, optimizations here where you might want to increase these levels higher than others. But for the sake of this tutorial, we will be leveling them up more evenly because, it's just going to really help us understand how the debuff system works a lot better. Now we have 540 points to go. Let's see if we can't get some of these up a little bit higher. And we're going to leave it at that because I want to save some points for when these last 4 unlock for us. Now we are headed into another race here. We got 320 skill points, but I think we're fine. We should be set. Let's go on to the race. And this is going to be a 2,400 meter race. Let's see how we play. And that is another win by 5 lengths. We got 2,000 scenario points there. We are looking solid. Now we got one more goal to go. And then after that, we need to be up to 42,000 scenario points. So that's really high. It's really crazy, which means we're going to take a rest here. Excellent. Eat that baguette. Excellent. We got a ton of energy back. Looking solid. We're going to see if we can't purchase more. Excellent. We unlocked the next 2, and that's why we're happy. We saved a little bit of that currency to carry over. Confirmation screens all around. Tons of pop-ups. Good old stimulating Umamusume. God, they like to really just shove everything in your face, don't they? All right, let's go back and let's take this race head on. So again, we're looking a little low for this one, but that's okay because we're running her as a sprinter, running other racers. As you can see, we didn't actually win the last few times that we did this race because this is going to be the medium aptitude 2,400 race. It's going to be a lot more difficult than the ones we've done up until now. I'm guessing around 6th, 10th. Oh, you poor sweet thing. All right, let's move on and pretend that didn't happen. Doesn't affect us. We can keep going. It's not like the URA finals where if you don't get past it, it's game over. We get to keep going. 42,000 scenario points total. We got 5,960 to go. Still in love there, chatting us up. Nice. And we are moving on. We got a lot of training to do. We're going to do the rainbow training, get those up double. Mood down. What a travesty. And we're actually going to mood up. We're going to mood up. I don't want to deal with this normal mood. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to deal with normal mood. Give it to us. Great mood. Karaoke. Ooh, no, it's just an Audi. That's fine by me. All right, Sakura Bakishin. We'll get the stat increases there. A little bit of speed, a little bit of wit. We're up to great mood with that. We're up to great mood. Double that. Heck yes. And now we're going to do, well, we're not actually going to do a wit training there because it only gives us 1 trainee to get their scenario up. So we're going to focus on these ones here. Now, one thing to keep in mind before we do this last training, or not this last training, but this next training, is you've probably noticed each and every one of these Umas has a little icon next to them. Now, what do these icons mean? Well, for Gold Chip and for Electric Chick, whatever her name is, this little up arrow means that you're going to get extra stats or extra skill points for this training. As you can see, we get the +5. This little exclamation point next to Seitono Diamond means that you're going to get a skill hint. This, whatever you call it, black square with a orange arrow up, is a star gauge refill. And the PT next to the silver-haired girl means we're getting more overseas aptitude points. So you can kind of, optimize it based off of that. I usually still go for the trainings where we're going to have the most Umas stacked on top of each other, just because overall it gives the most benefits. But I'm sure there's a min-maxing strategy in there somewhere. Let's take some skill points. Excellent. We're up 15. And now who do we have here? We got We got a key to some black, but we also have a really good stamina training here. Let's go ahead and take that. Why don't I remember her name? She's in the anime. I hear it all the time. She's Ogari Kapode's biggest rival. But anyways, we got another special training with 5. And remember, this could have been a super special training, but it is slightly random. This is going to give us a 39 bonus to our stamina. So we're looking really good there. You might be wondering, okay, well, what determines what the bonuses are during the special training? Well, I'll tell you. During the special training, these aptitudes above these characters' names is seemingly random. As you can see, this one has wit, this one has speed, this one has speed, and this one has stamina. It is, to everyone's best knowledge, random which ones they get assigned, and when they go over to the special training, that is going to be the aptitude that their training affects. So you can also min-max plan around that. Now let's do another speed training here and get those double bars up. That has increased a couple of ours up to max. And look, we got the triple S training. Let's go ahead, take it. We should have easy wins all across the board. Amazing. Amazing stat increases. We're up to UG speed. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And now you can see we almost have a UEFF. We almost have a UF in... I had to do my alphabet. We almost have a UF in speed. We got a B in power. We got a C in wit, stamina, and we're looking pretty good on guts too. But we do need to get those numbers up. Those be rookie numbers. So let's do some stamina training going forward. We're really low on our energy. Let's take some skill points while we can. We'll get some of that energy back. Oops, misclick. Give us some of that energy back. And we can do that, but it's not going to really benefit us all that much. So let's do the double speed training here, actually. And we got one last. And let's do the quadruple. Anything to get our scenario points up. Excellent. Quadruple win. We are at well over our 42,000 goal here, meaning we can continue on in this scenario. And we're up close to the next. Oh my gosh, I haven't said it in so long. I forgot what it was called. The little arc scenario. Here we go. Arc scenario. And let's go ahead and make some purchases. We got so many skill points. I believe... Uh-oh. Liggity lag. All right, now that we have the lag under control, let's go ahead and make some purchases. We're low on our stamina, so let's buy some stamina points. I believe this is firm conditions. What else do we have? Anything good? Went ahead and purchased another gold skill. And we are moving on to our currencies. Let's purchase some level ups here. Excellent. We can put this up to level 3. Again, we'll go over what these bonuses are a little later, a little bit closer to the date. I got to make sure I have something to actually make a video out of. So we got 3 that are max now. We're looking good. We won't be hit with debuffs. And maybe, just maybe, we will absolutely crush it. Another 1,500 points. We are looking solid. Heck yes. And now we got one more large exhibition match before we are on to the finals. And we are getting our inspiration before we go into the next large scenario, beach training alternative. Boom. I love seeing my stats so high. I'm gonna cry. Oh, that was a 46%. No way. No way we just exceeded that. I was not paying attention, guys. Holy hell. Okay, we got to get some of that energy back because, oh my God. Oh, my sweet dear Lord. Okay, let's get that speed up. Looking good. Okay, we got a ton of scenario characters there. Looking max. Ketis and Black's going to give us a little bit of a stat boost here. Heck yes. We got the 4, but no, we don't need the 4. What we need is stamina. And hopefully we can get a 5 this turn. Nope, no 5 yet. Let's take the 4. Why not? Scenario points make me happy, and getting those wins make me happy, and those stat boosts make me happy. I love this scenario so much. It's not quite as good as the Hot Springs one that just came out, but all's good in the hood. Let's go ahead. Can we max any of these? Nope, we only have 130 points. The point cost is exponential, so you will see big differences in what you're spending on certain level ups in the debuff buff area there. Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty, so let's win this next one. And while we're doing that, we can cover the different caps for this scenario. The speed caps have gone up immensely, which is exactly why I believe we're going to see very, very consistent S+ ranks with this scenario, because unlike the previous ones, the Grandmasters, the other Masters, the other one that we make a new track. Yeah, unlike those, this is exponential stat cup. Wit can go up to 1300, Guts can go up to 1500, Power can go up to 1500, Stamina and Speed can both go up to 1600. So we are far away from our overall stat caps, and even just maxing speed at 1600 in speed is going to contribute massively to your overall career ranking. All right, let's buy some skills here. Let's see how Sakura Brakushin performs. We don't have enough to purchase anymore, but our stats are looking quite creamy. And with that, we have a second place. Ah, well, you know, it is what it is. I prefer when she gets first, but that's okay. We love you. Pat, pat, pat. Pat, pat, pat. On to the next one. That was the last exhibition match before the finale, so we got some major stamina training to go here. We're going to keep taking wits, but remember, we are also just absolutely blinded by big numbers, so if we get some big numbers, we might just avoid stamina training altogether. Like, look at that. That is a big number. I like that big number. We're going to take it. Boom. Good power and good stamina. We need to eat a baguette. Eat that damn baguette. Yes. Looking nice. Will we get a good wit? We did get a good wit. Higgity heck yeah. That's going to give us some 150 scenario currency. This is going to give us 110. Nope, not what we wanted. So let's go ahead and do a wit training here. And as you can probably tell, while we are doubling, if not tripling, if not quadrupling our overall currency during those scenarios, we are also not able to train up our friendship bars at that time. It is going specifically into currency, so it's important to keep that in mind. Got 430 points to go. We're looking pretty solid. It is a 2,400 meter race, but I think we're going to be okay. Let's see how this plays out. And just like that, we got a first place set as a 2,000 point to our scenario points. Still looking solid. And we got the last career objective coming up, and one turn before the finale race. Ooh, I'm going to throw it in. Look at that. That's a 48. Now, since we do have the finale coming up, I want to check that. We got 620 points. Let's go ahead. We'll take this last race. It's 2,400 meter, not a part of the previous races. This is the actual L'Arc finale, which I messed up. I should have spent those points beforehand. My mistake. But if you were watching this and you caught on to that, or you read Japanese, you were probably like, what the hell is he doing? Well, guess what? I don't know either. I screwed it up too. And what did we pull off? Oh, not good. It's an 8th place. But that's fine because our stats are still crazy, which I'm more than happy with. We got a G1 right after. Let's see how this goes. Skip, 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 skippity skip. Ooh, we failed once again, so let's go ahead. Oh, nope. We're going to go ahead and make ourselves a front runner like we're supposed to be. There we go. There we go, because Sakura Bakashin is a pretty front runner, baby. Let's go, let's go. What you got for a Sakura Bakashin? Don't be slacking, don't be lacking, don't be cracking, don't be whacking. Be thwacking, smacking, and blacking. Heck yes, that's a second place. Eat it! Eat it! Who's on this list? Do I know anybody? Do I know anybody? Do I know anybody? Nope, they all got masks. I want to yell at somebody. Eat it, Satono Diamond and El Condor Pasta. Bite my hand. Okay, finally we found somebody. Let's move on. We are moving on and we're looking good. All goals achieved. And that is the finisher. Get all of our stat bonuses there. And we are moving on to purchasing our skills. And normally this is where we would go through and choose the skills that we have the best aptitudes in. But as you know, I don't read Japanese. So we're going to go ahead and just throw it into any whoever we see. Purchase that and finish off the Lark arc. Yeah, the Lark arc. The Lark here. And we'll be doing solid. And that is a easy S rank. Heck yes. So anyways, as you can see here, this game mode is going to be an absolute game changer for Umamusume. Absolute beast. Look at these overall stats. Skill points you can translate if you want. I'm not going to do it because they're crazy. But anyways, that is what is very, very good to keep in mind. We have many different scenarios to go. We're going to be keeping tabs on all of them and releasing videos on all of them. And I am very excited for this arc to come out in the very, very distant future, unfortunately. But if you want to see more about the previous arcs, make sure to check out my channel where you can find uploads of all previous scenarios, Make a New Track, Masters scenario, and other ones that I forgot the name of, but don't even worry about that because they are all there, as well as A rank and PvP guides. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching the video. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel for all future content, and leave any comments if you have any questions, or if you want to let me know what you'd like to see next. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Bye-bye now.